Well, good morning everybody and welcome to my cooking channel. My name's John. Today, as you can probably see, we're going to make a McLazy, which is as close to the original as we can possibly get, and you can get the ingredients for these what was original products off the internet fairly readily now. But this is actually quite nice. It doesn't taste exactly like the original because obviously the meat is different. Some of the ingredients in the sauce are quite different. I think the mayonnaise in the sauce makes quite a bit of difference, and the cheese. So it's not going to be exactly the same, but it's pretty damn close, and I can tell you it's quite rewarding making this at home. So here we go, we're going to go and make a McLazy. The first thing we're going to do is the special sauce. So let's have a look at how that is done. I'll put it into a jug because that will be the easiest way to sort of contain it, and you can see the ingredients going in. Rightio, sauce. We'll start with mayonnaise. You'll be a bit surprised about how much is in here, but I'm going to put around about 4 tablespoons in there. About a tablespoon of balsamic vinegar, there we go. Dijon mustard, just a teaspoon of that. So most of these are just teaspoons. They're not big components of the recipe itself. I don't like tomato relish very much, but I do like mango. So we're having mango in there. I've used that before in the past and it's been great. The other thing I use, I don't have garlic powder, but I've found a teaspoon of hummus with garlic, or in particular garlic hummus works really well. So we'll put that in there. Some paprika, absolutely essential. I think probably one of the essential parts of the sauce. It gives it its colour and it gives it that little bite. So let's get a teaspoon and a little bit more. That bag's split. Never mind. I'm going to end up in an alternative container. I can see. Right. And some salt. So a tiny little grind of salt there. And then mix it all together. Once you've mixed it all together, give it a bit of a taste, because it's really the balance between the sweetness and the acidity that you want to get right. That's about right. It's slightly different, but The thing is, tasting that sauce in isolation, it's really, you really have to sort of think in the back of your mind how it's going to react with the meat and the gherkins and the lettuce and stuff. So right, we'll put the rest of the stuff away so that we're just left with the cheese, the greens, and the gherkins and the special sauce, and we'll start frying our meat patties. Right, so firstly it's the patties, so we'll get them squished up nice and flat. And remember, there's 2 of them in the burger, so you don't want to make them too fat, otherwise they're going to have trouble squeezing in there. So, but you want them big enough to have an effect on the flavour of the burger too. So there we go. So we're going to cook the patties. The good thing is that these, once they're cooked, we can always just shunt them to one side of the pan and cook everything else. So there we go. Got the patties in there, sizzling away, and we'll put the buns in. I'm going to put the buns in the oven actually. So we'll come back to you once I flip these. Right, now that we've flipped them, we've got the cheese on the top there, so we're not too far away from assembly, probably about 4 minutes at most. Right, here's our assembly counter. Assembly. Who'd have thought that word would be so difficult to pronounce? Right, the buns are all heated, so we're ready for assembly. So, firstly, we've got the base here. So, first thing that goes on is the special sauce. And you don't need to be shy about it. Pop that in there. Then grab half of the greens. I've got a lot more here than probably most of you will want to put in. And then we're going to get one of the patties. Pop that in there. Yum yum yum. Now we need our middle. And again, some more sauce. Very nice. And again, some greens. And we're going to pop some gherkins in there too. Oh, this is looking so good. And then the top, the lid. And you guessed it, we've got some more sauce for the lid too. There you go. Just lovely. Oh. I mean, that's quite tall, but I have to say it looks quite authentic. And there you have it, boys and girls. Our McLazy, and it just looks gorgeous. It's so much, well, you can't see the sauce oozing out of it, but because it hasn't been sitting around long enough. But that is just going to be a superb wee lunch for me. I hope you are all doing well, and I hope you cook this and make yourselves feel even weller. Alright, catch you on the next recipe.